Unit 1, Lesson 11 deals with the distributive property. And our objective for today is that you could say the statement, I can simplify an algebraic expression by distributing a number over addition or subtraction. The way the distributive property works is when you have something out in front of parentheses, order of operations tells us that we should have to do work inside of parentheses first. However, if we don't have like terms, something we learned yesterday, you can't combine them. However, you can still distribute, meaning multiply the number in front, by the two pieces over that addition or subtraction. So we would do a times x to get ax and a times y to get ay. You do not need to have like terms to multiply or divide. Like terms are only for addition and subtraction. So when it comes to simplifying, simplifying means a couple of things. So let's write this right here. Simplified means ... Number 1, no repeat variables. So if you have repeat variables, you're going to collect like terms. And I guess really what we should say is no repeat terms. Because really, if we have constants, those are also repeating. We got to combine those. And no parentheses. It means a lot more, but for right now, that's what we're working on. No repeat variables or terms, no parentheses. So moving on to number 1, we're asked to simplify. Right there, the directions. And in order to simplify, again, we have to be satisfying these two terms, or these two ideas. So the first thing was we see parentheses, we tried to simplify. However, once again, we can't do x minus 4, so we're going to distribute. So we end up with 3x minus 12. The big thing to remember when you're distributing is this number out in front will be multiplied by the first one inside, a bit off on that, as well as the second one, including that sign. Let's look at the next one. So when I distribute here, I'm not distributing 5. It's important to see that that is a negative 5. So when I distribute, I'm multiplying everything by negative 5. So negative 5 times x is negative 5x. And negative 5 times negative 4 is a positive 20. So those integer rules that we drilled over and over and over again the first couple of weeks of school, you see how big they are. We used the addition ones yesterday. We're using the multiplication ones today. Moving on. Number 3. Again, simplifying, just practicing our distributing at this point. We're going to multiply the first two terms to get 14x, and then the last two to get a positive 35. Remember, plus and positive are the same thing, so when I say positive 35, I actually write down that plus 35. And the last one, these are quick today. We, once again, are multiplying here and here. Notice, once again, that that's not a regular 10. That is a negative 10. So I'm going to do negative 10 times positive 5. That's negative 50x. And then the next one, keep in mind, see that was positive right there. And then I have a positive 2x when I distribute to the next one. So I have negative 10 times positive 2. That's going to give me a negative 20. And I noticed I forgot something in my multiplication over here. I may have said it, I'm not sure. Negative 10 times 5x is negative 50x. So and the reason why I caught that was as I was multiplying, I was kind of going back already and checking my answer. It's always a good idea to check your work as you go. So once you do something, double check. Make sure you did it, especially when you have signs. Because that's when most people will end up making their mistake. So as I mentioned before, you need to write down everything we write down and the problem. So we should see the problem and the answer. On your homework tomorrow when I check it in, I want to see this. If you don't have it, you are not getting credit. And finally, the last thing you need to have is your I can statement, which now that you've seen what we're doing, I can fill in the blank. See you tomorrow.